So, quick video on progressing your pull-up. What I would suggest if you don't have any bands is to use a chair or a box. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna help yourself in coming up and lowering back down with your legs. So you're gonna pull with your arms, of course, assist yourself as much as you need to with your legs, and then do the same thing as you're coming back down. Now, once that becomes easy, you can help yourself up and then start to work on lowering yourself without leg assistance. So that might look like that right there. And if you can do it the whole time, if you can lower yourself without even letting your legs touch the chair or box, then you're moving in the right direction. Now let's say that the goal is to do 5 solid pull-ups. Well, once you're able to do 5 negatives, and a negative is just being able to lower yourself all the way down without assistance. Once you can do 5 of those without assistance, you can start working on the concentric part of the lift, which is the pulling part. So now, instead of helping myself with my legs, I'm just gonna pull with no leg assistance. Cool, so now once I'm able to pull all the way up and then lower without any assistance, if I can do that 5 times, I can get rid of the chair or the box. By this point, I should be able to do regular pull-ups because I can now support my own weight without assistance. Now the next level, once you're able to knock out 5 pull-ups, and I would just start, if this is just the beginning for you, I would start with just trying to knock out 5 solid pull-ups without assistance. Then you can start moving towards weighted pull-ups, which would involve wearing a belt and then attaching weight plates to that belt. Now you get a measurable progression with weights. So same thing for dips. You're going to use, at the very lowest level of the progression, you're going to use your legs to help assist you down and coming back up. So I'm going to put, again, when I'm doing this, if we're talking percentages, I'm thinking 60%, I'm going to try to make 60% of my body weight supported by my arms and then 40% by my legs as I'm coming down. If that's too much, then try 50-50 or whatever works for you at the beginning, but eventually you want most of your weight to be supported by your arms in order to progress. So I'm gonna come down. Now, how far you can go down is gonna be dependent on what you're using. If you're using a traditional dip bar, that's gonna look a little bit different than these dip rings. For the rings, you can go shoulders all the way down to the actual ring, and then push yourself back out of the position. And it's really, really good to use support in this movement, especially in this lowest position, because most of us just aren't going to be very strong in this position to start out with. So you don't want to put a lot of strain or intensity in this position at the beginning until you're strong enough to do so. And so that just takes time and repetition. So again, lowering, all the way down into the lowest position I feel comfortable in. Then I'm also getting a nice stretch in my chest and in my shoulders. Then I'm gonna push back up. And in this case, if I want to support myself very tight, that's something I can also add in just to help you build strength in the in position of the movement. So from here, just like we did with the pull-ups, for the lowering, I'm still going to, or actually no, for the lowering, what I'll try to do is try no leg assistance for as long as I can. Then as soon as I need to start using leg assistance, I can use a leg to help support me on the remainder of the way down. And then I'm going to push myself back up. So again, try to support yourself for as long as you can without assistance. Catch yourself when you need to. Get all the way down into the lowest position. And you're going to push yourself back up. And once that gets easy, same thing you did with the pull-ups, you're going to do here. All that looks like is, now again, eccentric is the lowering, concentric is rising. So on the eccentric part of the movement, I'm going to lower, lower. Maybe give it a slight pause in the lowest position, and then push myself all the way back up. So again, to start out with, 5 eccentrics going down, and you can again assist yourself on the way back up for level 1. After that, level 2 would be 5 eccentrics, so 5 lowering without assistance, 5 rising without assistance. And then from there, you've got your dips and you've got your pull-ups down. So just one more time. For pull-ups and for the dips. Leg assistance to start, going down, and coming back up. Again, you want to make sure whatever platform you're using, make sure it's right in between whatever implement you're using, just so that your form is correct as you're doing it. Again, I'm going to go all the way down, make sure my arms are supporting some of my weight. Try to get the majority in the arms. And push back up. Once I get 5 of those and I get comfortable, I can start playing around with not using any leg assistance. As soon as I need to use it, I can put my feet down and finish the movement out. Once I can do eccentrics without any assistance, perfect. Or actually, no, I'll keep it around. Once I can do them without assistance, then I can work on my concentrics and coming back up. So maybe I go work on just the lowering, no help. But for the rising, I do help. Once I can get that down, now I take assistance out of the equation completely. Actually, the way I like to actually do it is put a step even in between there. So instead of taking assistance away just yet, do the lowering, do the lowering without assistance, help myself back up with assistance. Once I can do 5 and 5 of those, so no assistance on the lower, assistance on the upper, or the rising. Now I lower without assistance and then try my best to rise up without assistance until I need it. Now, after that, once I can properly rise up without assistance and lower without assistance, I can take the box or whatever chair I'm using out of the equation. And so that's really all there is to it. And again, you can use a box, you can use a chair, you can use bands. They're also very good assistance tools. And I'll just quickly take one out and show you how you would use one. using a pull-up bar, you just slide the band around the bar. And then in this case, let's go with pull-ups. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide one knee in. Now here you're going to want to be really, really careful. I almost did it to myself there, which is why you want to take your time when you're doing it. As you slide the band over your leg, make sure you have it nice and solid right under your, at the mid of your shin, or maybe even a little bit lower than that. But what you don't want to do is allow it to be too close to your knee, because just fly up and slap you in the face. I want to avoid that. So I'm going to keep one leg supported by the band, and then the other leg will be out just to help me in case I need further assistance outside of the band, or if I get tripped up with the band. So from here, now I have this band assistance, and so from the highest position I can now lower myself down, and as I get lower and lower into the position, the band has more tension on it. So now when I'm coming back up, I have even more assistance. So it gets easier in the lower positions because you have so much tension on the band, but it's a little bit higher it's a little bit harder as you're rising back up. So it's a great idea. If you want to play with the bands, just get several different bands with different tension strengths. That's another way of seeing measurable progress. Is you can start with a band that has a lot of tension, work your way down to lower and lower tension over time, and that's how you know you're improving and you're getting stronger with your pull-ups and dips. So just like with the pull-up, the dip is the same with using a band for assistance. You would just put it on up here, slide your leg through, let it help you in the lowest position of the movement, and then just rise back up with the assistance. That's it.